It's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in Sacramento today, and we are joined by Maienschein. He is a member of the California State Assembly representing significant portions of San Diego County. And I want to speak with you about dentistry. Look, the reality is, and I've learned this, that oral health really can be an indicator of overall health. Explain that to us, because that's new science.
Yeah, so it's interesting. There's these studies have shown, and there's been an increasing amount of research in this area, how important early dental care is in a kid's life. It plays into school attendance. It plays into overall physical health. Believe it or not, and I don't know exactly why, but it plays into teen pregnancy rates. It plays into a lot of things sort of downstream in terms of health. That are problematic.
And here's what I know just as a private citizen. I have private insurance. I'm able to buy dental insurance. The coverage is not great. It just isn't. And it's not my particular insurer. I'm not complaining about them. Just generally speaking, it's hard to get good dental coverage. You have one incident and you've blown through it all. I'm lucky. I have insurance. What about folks who don't have insurance?
If you don't have insurance in California, you're in a real tough place. Because frankly, you're right. Even the people who have insurance, the insurance isn't...
It's not good.
It's pretty basic, right? Pretty bare bones. If you don't have insurance, if you need Denti-Cal, you're in bad shape.
And I want to make just a quick interjection. Is it fair to say that the Affordable Care Act does not cover dental health?
No.
So it's out.
That's a whole separate issue. Important issue, but a separate issue. What we're talking about in terms of Denti-Cal is California just has very low reimbursement rates for dentists.
And is Denti-Cal a federal program?
State.
It's purely state.
It's a state program.
The federal government has no dental coverage. It's not like Medicaid goes through. No.
It's a state program, and it's underfunded. And as a result, you have very few dentists in the state of California that will take Denti-Cal because of reimbursement rates. If you're asking a dentist to take $18 for a procedure versus $55 or frankly anything over $18, right? Why is he going to take the 18, he or she? Why is this dentist going to take an $18? So I'm asking, I think.
But let me ask you before you get there, because I think it's important that we lay out the scope of the problem, because as I understand it, over the last couple of years, the state auditor and the Little Hoover Commission issued reports on Denti-Cal. Sir, I mean, I just read the executive summaries. I didn't even read the whole reports. To say that the reports were scathing would be kind.
I agree.
I mean, I've rarely seen language like that in a government document.
Absolutely. They were scathing. And you're right. Scathing is probably a kind word.
Exactly.
A word we can use on air,
right?
It's a major issue in California. It has been underfunded for years, and as a result, you look at these millions and millions of kids in California who aren't getting basic dental care. They're not getting their teeth cleaned. They're not getting a cavity when it just starts. You wait until that cavity. Now the tooth is rotted away, and now multiple teeth are rotted away, and now that they're in constant pain. Their health is bad, and the cost downstream is really high.
And the challenge is, and I'm sure you're facing this, when you think about healthcare generally, what's the focus going to be? It's not going to be on dentistry. It's going to be on other health issues.
Absolutely.
But we know that dental health, it's all tied up. You have inflammation in your gums. Inflammation is a marker for
other health issues. They're finding it in adults, right? Now, they're for the first time, they made a connection to heart disease. So all of a sudden, they're finding, wait a minute, it's more than just like, well, your teeth don't look white. Brush more with Crest. No, that's not what it is. It's a lot more than that. And what I want to see is, I want to see if more dentists, if dentists are reimbursed at a high rate, more dentists will take Denti-Cal patients.
Here's the challenge you face, I'm sure. We have, I'll just say it, terrible reimbursement rates under Medicaid. This is a systemic problem. We don't have doctors that are willing to accept Medicaid patients because reimbursement's terrible. In California, are we still 50 out of 50?
Yeah.
We're 50 out of 50 in dentistry.
Well, Yeah, I don't know if we're 50 out of 50.
Okay,
Suffice to say,
we're low.
close enough. We're very low.
Right.
And if you look, if you look at, for example, with the ACA, one of the criticisms, and rightfully so, of the ACA was, look, you can tell everybody they have coverage, but if you don't have doctors to actually see them, you don't really have coverage. We can give everybody a card, right, that says, hey, you have dental coverage, but if you can't see a dentist in your town or in your city, you don't really have dental coverage.
How bad is it? Do you know, for example, in your community in San Diego?
It's not great in San Diego, but it's better than some other places. But let's take some more rural places in the state that may not have a lot of dentists even to begin with. Period. They're not those dentists. If you've only got a few dentists, they're not taking Denti-Cal. Or they're certainly not taking Denti-Cal as a practical matter. Some of them may say, but they're not going to take an $18 reimbursement rate for something that costs them more. And that's not a criticism of them. I don't blame them.
You can't lose money by bringing someone in.
They've got to be, they've got to operate a business. They've got to do that. So I get that. That's why the reimbursement rates need to go up, because as soon as the reimbursement rates go up, then you will have more doctors in that area that will see patients.
So I feel like last year we talked about this, and I feel like you got a bill out.
So
Did you?
Yeah. So how it worked last year was we moved the bill forward, and then we decided that, you know what, actually we're going to go through the budget process. Instead of going through the legislative process, let's go through the budget process.
Explain that, it's important.
So it is an important distinction. There's multiple ways you can do this. One way is pass legislation and get the Assembly and the Senate to vote for it, get the governor to sign it. Allocating money. You can do that on any topic, Denti-Cal or any other topic.
But what we know about this governor, he wants expenditures in budgets.
He wants it in the budget, and that is a good way of doing it. And so we tried to work through that, didn't quite get there. And so this year we're going to do both. We're going to continue to work with the governor's office to get it added to the budget, but at the same time we're going to pursue legislation. That
dual track. So you're going both ways
to try to get, to try to move the ball forward. And Brad, we don't have to get there in 1 year. This is something that I anticipate is going to be a multi-year.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I just think it's complicated.
But we're in year 2. It feels like
we are in year 2
of your quest.
Yeah, but we'll keep going. I'd love to come back here next year and sit down with you and talk about the success of getting this through. Right,
but you're now Vice Chair of Health. I don't think you were last year.
I was, actually.
Oh, you were?
It'll help.
So, what are your friends on the Democratic side saying?
You
seem to have good relations with Democrats.
I do, and they've been very supportive. And so I anticipate a bipartisan support on this bill.
And what's interesting, I follow the GOP Assembly Twitter feed. This is a big issue for your caucus.
It is.
It's one that, I can tell you guys are smart. You're picking issues that you want to go after, and Denti-Cal is one of them.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, intuitively, sir, it feels like this is almost an issue that the Democrats could appreciate, no?
Yeah. Well, there's momentum on it. I think I think the great thing about this issue is it's not a Republican or a Democrat issue. Everybody should be for good dental care, particularly for kids. So I don't view it as a Republican issue. I don't view it as a Democrat issue. I view it as a good government issue. This is why this should be why people ran for this job. Should be why they want to work for the constituents in their district and for the good of the state of California. So I've just looked at it as I think everybody can get behind this. And then and it is going to take bipartisan support. It's not going to if just one party pushes it, it's probably not going to be enough. I'm excited that everything we've seen so far is that my Republican colleagues, my Democratic colleagues seem to be supportive.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now we got to move it forward. We got to persuade the Brown administration that this is a good investment of money, and I think we can do that. He's been receptive. He's been effective in his dealings on this topic. Yeah, we've been in touch with him on this.
Yeah, keep in touch with us.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You too.
I'll
get you too in on it.
He is Brian Maienschein. He's a member of the California State Assembly representing significant portions of San Diego County. I'm Brad Pomerance. In Sacramento, it's Local Edition.